This mom influencer is now being called the mother from hell. Her evil side was exposed by her son, who managed to escape from her. The boy jumped out of the window and ran to his neighbors for help, and this CCTV footage captured it all. He was so thin, he looked fragile and weak, and when you zoom in on the video, you'll see that his ankles and arms were wrapped in duct tape. All of this pointed towards the fact that he had escaped from a horrible place. Here you can see that he rang the doorbell and then patiently waited for someone to answer.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station.
When they saw that he's in a very alarming condition, the neighbors immediately called 911.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry and he's thirsty.
I think he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
He escaped.
We need the police here now.
They gave him food and water while waiting for the police, and a few minutes later the ambulance arrived. And the medical responders were so shocked by his condition that some of them even cried because they couldn't believe how bad of a state he was in.
The wounds around his ankles were dark and like wet looking, I guess.
While the medics are giving him first aid, he told the rescuers that he still has 2 sisters left inside the abuser's home.
There's 2 other kids there. We need to go do a security sweep of that house.
So the police went straight to the abuser's home to investigate.
Police officers, anybody home?
And after searching a 10,000 square foot property, they found a little girl with a shaved head and visible physical injuries sitting on the floor.
I'm a police officer. Hey, you okay? Is this just you in here?
She looked scared to death and she didn't speak at all, so the officers provided her with food and water, and the way she ate proved one thing: she's starving. Her body didn't lie too, because when they pulled up her clothes, you can see her bones. And while she was eating, police officers continued searching the property for the other missing child. They didn't find another child, but what they did find is even more disturbing. It's this large safe, and if you go inside, you'll realize that it's actually a holding cell. Inside, they found rope, handcuffs, and chains. This news shocked the world because this famous momfluencer actually posts a lot of educational parenting videos to her YouTube channel. But now she's famous for all the wrong reasons. Ruby Frankie is a famous parent vlogger, and she uploaded their family videos on their YouTube channel called The 8 Passengers. They had 2.5 million followers on YouTube, and she got famous because of the really extreme ways that she disciplines her children. And she recorded everything and shared it with the world.
If you cut one more thing in my house, I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Can you give me some breakfast?
You don't need food. You don't need food. Just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? But I responded and just said Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
I'm only going to say it one more time, and then you're going to lose the privilege to eat dinner.
Unless you find a friend who's willing to share some of their food with you, I don't think you're going to be able to eat.
You see, Ruby's favorite punishment is to let her kids starve when they do something wrong. But this video caught the eyes of the people online.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months.
He was sleeping in a beanbag for 7 months on the floor, and his sin was just pranking his younger brother. That's it. But even the little kids weren't spared from this kind of punishment.
We're going to put a pillow and a blanket by the toilet, and you can camp out in the bathroom, okay?
And worse, she looked like she enjoys when her kids are in pain.
Can I push you?
No.
Can I kick you?
No.
What if you're in my way and I want to kick you? Drop and give me 10.
Your body hurts. Is it always hurting? You know what? I am so excited your body hurts. I am so happy.
That's why she captured all kinds of traumatic events on camera.
Say, okay.
I just a baby. I just a baby.
And because of all these alarming videos she was posting online, people on the internet rallied together to get her investigated. Child Protective Services had already visited their family for safety checks over 15 times, but there's no case that had been filed against Ruby. Even though she was literally announcing her abusing her kids all over YouTube, nothing was done about it.
Sometimes I have to neglect the kids.
Their videos were going viral with more than 1 billion views all over the internet. But then the 8 passengers suddenly became 7 when her husband decided to divorce her. Ruby deleted their YouTube account, and based on their internal agreement, she was to take care of the 6 kids. This was the point when Ruby started working with Jody Hildebrandt. Ruby worked as a life coach in Jody's mental fitness and relationship online education program. But behind their smiling faces on camera, Ruby and Jody turned out to be nothing but evil behind closed doors. And during the search and rescue operation, they found the most horrifying evidence inside Jody's home, Ruby's journal. And inside this journal detailed all of the abuse that the kids suffered under Judy's control.
Al told me he would rather have a glass of water than me as his mom.
The kids were also forced to do manual labor, and whenever they accidentally made a mistake, Ruby punished them like this.
I put her in the dog wash and shaved her head.
The kids were also forced to work outside during the day, enduring the extreme heat. When E was outside today, it was hot. She acted like she was dying. So pitiful. I told E the heat in hell is much hotter, so either get used to it or start changing. And because of the strong evidence, plus the testimonies of the rescued kids, they quickly arrested Ruby and Jody. And you might be wondering, when all of this unspeakable abuse was happening, where was the father of these children? Well, this is what he said during an interrogation.
Are you aware of the physical condition of your children? No, I've chosen to trust my wife with the children. I haven't seen her for over a year.
But the biggest question is this: why did Ruby and Jody abuse these kids? Based on police investigations, these are the only reasons that they had for abusing these children. This is a case about religious extremism. The defendants appear to have fully believed that the abuse they inflicted was necessary to teach the children how to properly repent from imagined sins. During the trial, both Ruby and Jody pleaded guilty for aggravated child abuse. They were both sentenced to 4 consecutive prison terms, which ranged from 1 to 15 years each. And guess what? When this YouTuber finally got arrested, her eldest child posted this. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and I'm so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead.